Will now be recorded.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Please wait. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hey, good evening, all. Let us wait for some more time. Okay. Let us exactly start at 7:05 p.m. Okay. So that other people may join. Okay. Please wait. Hi, good evening, everybody. Let me switch on my camera as well. So you also, if you want to switch on your camera, please switch on. Please switch on if you can. Okay, so it will be better, so that I can also see you. Yeah, great. Yes. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Okay, let me introduce myself as Mr. Kiran Kumar. I do have a overall of 16 years of experience into IT, and when it comes to Splunk and cybersecurity, especially, I do have more than 7 years of experience. And I do have various certifications, including Splunk Power User, Splunk Security Admin, AWS certification. All these things I have completed. And right now, I am working as a senior technical consultant in one of the MNCs in Hyderabad. Right. So this is in short about me. Right. So that is the stuff. Okay. And again, when it comes to the program, as you all know that. Okay. So this is for Splunk administration, advanced clustering, and development. So this program is for Splunk administration, advanced clustering, and development. And the program is for 3 months. The course is for 3 months, and the course will be running on weekdays, right? And there will be no classes on weekends. That means on Saturday and Sunday there will be no class. And the class timings from Monday onwards. Okay, the next class will be on Monday. From Monday onwards, the class timings will be from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right? So that is the agenda of the program. So I have already, so who have contacted me, I have already sent all these particular details. So is it clear for you about the course duration, the timings of the course, right? Anyhow, I'll be giving you a chance to speak as well. Then if you have any doubts, you can always express all of your doubts at that particular point in time. Okay. So that is the particular stuff, right? And again, when it comes to Splunk, okay, this will be the agenda of the program. Okay, the course will be for 3 months with the modules, with all the modules of the Splunk we'll be covering from administration, advanced clustering, especially, and development. Okay, so this is the particular stuff. And when it comes to Splunk, when it comes to Splunk, so as I told you, right? So we'll be having all the modules of administration, advanced clustering, and development. And whenever I say administration, I'll be teaching all the components of the Splunk. In Splunk, we do have various components, right? Like, let me put over here. Hope you are able to see my screen. So in Splunk, right, we do have various components, just like forwarders, forwarders, okay? So indexer or indexers, and search head, CRCH, and search head. So these are called as the basic components, okay? Basic components. We'll be discussing about these basic components in detail, okay? And apart from this, we do have advanced components as well, just like deployment server, deployment server, okay, index cluster, clustered environment especially. Okay, that's why I have mentioned as advanced clustering, index cluster, okay, searcher cluster, such a SH cluster will be saying searcher cluster, okay, deployer, license master, okay, like these various components are there, okay. So license master again. So these are all the advanced components we'll be specifying. Okay, the above three are the basic components, and all the things are the advanced components. So whether it may be basic component or an advanced component, we'll be discussing all these things in detail. Okay, how? By using various setups. Okay, by using various setups in the cloud environment, we'll be using GCP cloud. Okay, and in GCP cloud we'll be using various setups. Okay, so for data onboarding, for data onboarding, yeah, setup one. Okay, first setup. Okay, and again deployment server. This one is there, right? Deployment server as second setup. Setup number two. Okay, so and again clustered in index cluster. In index cluster. Okay, as setup three. Like that. Okay, each and everything. Okay, such a cluster as setup four, deploy as setup five. Like that, each and everything in as various setups in the same cloud environment will be seeing. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So in general, this clustered environment will not be covered. Okay, advanced clustered environment will not be covered. But I'll be discussing all these particular in some other institutes and all. But I'll be discussing clearly all the particular stuff. Okay, so please take it for granted. So many people will be asking, so whether you will be teaching clustered environment or not. Definitely we'll be having all the particular stuff. Okay, that is the particular thing. And again, right, Splunk we can always have in three modes. Splunk we will be having as a web interface. We can always have, whenever I say Splunk, we can always operate basically Splunk as a web interface. That means just like a website. Okay, and from the command line interface, from the CLI, that means by using commands. Okay, and especially configuration files as well. Sorry for my writing. Configuration files. Okay, so in any of these modes you can always access Splunk. Okay, but what we'll be doing in all the three phases. Okay, whether it may be not even administration things, even development things as well, from web interface, from command line interface, wherever it is applicable. Whenever I say development, wherever it is applicable, from all the from web interface we'll be seeing, from command line interface we'll be seeing, and from configuration files also we'll be seeing. Right? Because why? These two things, especially command line interface and configuration files, these are very important as an admin. For admin, right? So you will not be having a chance. Okay, so in some organizations, they will be disabling the web interface. They will be disabling the web interface. Why? Because due to security issues, security reasons. Okay, they'll be disabling the web interface because for a admin, web interface is not required, or it is only required for some development activities. Okay, so if they think like that, so for security reasons they can always switch it off, we can always make it. Okay, so we'll be seeing all those stuff. So they will always switching off the particular web interface. Then at that particular point in time you have to work by using configuration files or at least by command line interface. Okay, so that's why it is a must. Working from web interface is very simple because it is a GUI driven only, right? Graphical user interface will be having, and simply you can always access the particular stuff. But you should know how to use from the configuration, how to write the configuration files. Okay, how to work from the command interface by using commands. All those things you must know as an admin. Okay, that's why knowing these two options is important. That's why I'm saying this. I will be emphasizing on all of these three particular stuff. Okay, this also please take it for granted. Okay, so that is what we'll be seeing from all the three modes. Okay, that is what you have to understand. So this is regarding the administration part. So in administration, we'll be having various components like this. Administration is nothing but connection of all these particular components so that we have to get the data and all we'll be seeing. Okay. So that is the particular stuff. So you should be knowing working from configuration files, command interface, as well as from the web interface as well. Okay. And also we'll be seeing in the cloud environment, GCP environment. Okay. We'll be creating various setups and we will be exactly, okay, how in a live environment. Okay, we'll be saying the same setup and also we'll be ingesting the same data and all. Okay, so that is the particular stuff that we are going to implement in this particular course. Okay, so this is regarding the administration part. Similarly, right, whenever I say development, okay, so whenever I say development, we will be having something called as SPL. What is that? SPL, which is called as search processing language or Splunk processing language. Search processing language will be saying prominently. Don't worry, there will be no coding. I'm coming to that part. There will be no coding. There will be no prerequisites for this course to learn. Okay. So development means don't consider that it is a just like a Java developer or a .NET developer kind of stuff. It is very simple only. Such processing language. Okay. We'll be having such processing language. So what we'll be doing? We'll be writing some queries. SPL queries we'll be saying. What are those? SPL queries. So these SQL queries, right? They are very simple only. Okay. If you know SQL, right? People will be knowing SQL. What is SQL? Anybody? SQL.
Chakoli language.
Yeah, structured query language. Excellent. Right? Structured query language. Somebody is calling right now. Okay, anyhow. So SQL is called as structured query language. So if you know this one, okay, you're just like your Oracle, okay, or MySQL, any of this particular stuff. So it is a cakewalk for you. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, but if you do not know, also don't worry. Okay, so as I said, if you know that one, it is very easy. But don't worry if you do not know, because I'll be specifying right from the scratch. Okay, we'll be having various commands in SPL and all. So clearly, right from the scratch, I'll be specifying so that it will be easy. It is also easy to write the SQL queries and all. Okay, please take it for granted again. That is the particular stuff. Okay, that is the prominently we'll be seeing this particular SQL queries. Okay, and next thing is that we'll be having field extractions. We have to extract some fields. Field extractions we'll be having. Okay, so just to extract fields. What are fields? What are field extractions? We'll be discussing. Don't worry. So today is the demo class 1. Okay, today is the demo class 1. Monday will be the demo class 2, and Tuesday demo class 3. So you will be having an option of having the same with the same link. You can always access these 3 demo classes. Okay, so from Monday class onwards, we'll be actually discussing all the. But I'll be discussing the course curriculum and all. Okay, after a while, so that you can always clearly understand. So 3 demo classes we'll be having, and from Monday also, Monday and Tuesday also, you can always access using the same link only. And what will be the class timings from Monday onwards? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. So that is the particular stuff. Field extractions. Right. So we'll be having something called as field extractions. So for these field extractions, we'll be using regular expressions. Regular expressions. So people who know programming and all, regular expressions. Sorry, regular expressions. They'll be knowing about these regular expressions for data validation and all, right? So we'll be using these regular expressions. It is also very simple. I will be explaining these regular expressions, right? So there are various modes again. In the same Splunk environment, there are various modes. All the modes, whatever the particular thing, from the web interface, we can always do in 2 types. From the configuration files, we can always do. As the commands, we can always do. From the SQL queries, we can always do. So whatever the possible ways are there, all those things in detail, we'll be discussing, because as a Splunk developer, these are very important for you. Regular expressions are very important to extract fields. Splunk is a commercial software where it will be helping you with field extractions and all, but it is also a software, right? So sometimes it won't be providing appropriate fields, accurate values in the fields, or appropriate fields it won't be provided. Okay, we'll be discussing all those things later. So there will be a need for you as a good developer, there will be a need for you to write the regular expressions. Even if you do not know also, you can have your work done. Okay, because from the same Splunk environment, you can always take the help of Splunk. But it is not a good practice. That's why I'll be clearly specifying how to extract fields by using these regular expressions and all. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And again, so we will be having the important feature. Whenever I say development part, the important feature in development part is alerts, creating alerts. So alerts means what? So we'll be identifying some errors, okay, or some patterns, error patterns, okay, and we'll be highlighting those particular patterns, and we'll be sending it to the particular teams. Okay, for example, security errors are there. Okay, if there are any security errors, okay, so what we'll be doing, we'll be sending it to the SOC team. Okay, so security errors, if there are any security errors, we'll be highlighting those errors as a Splunk analyst. What we'll be doing, these security errors, we'll be sending it to the SOC team. Okay, or else if there are any application errors, we'll be sending it to the application team. Like that, automatically we'll be analyzing the log. I'm coming to that part. Okay, so because this is the first first class. Okay, so all these errors, right? Simply you can always understand that you can always identify some errors as a Splunk analyst. Automatically you will be finding some error patterns and all, and you will be specifying those particular error patterns. Hey team, please take care. Okay, so in your application servers there are some kind of error patterns. Okay, if you do not take care, again an incident may happen. A P1 incident may happen. Okay, like that you can always specify. Okay, so this particular application errors will be sending to the application team, right? Likewise. So we'll be alerts are very very important, and this is the one of the unique feature in Splunk. We'll be discussing all those. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So likewise, we can always create alerts, and again we do have not only identifying errors. Okay, not only sending it to the particular team in form of alerts and all. You can always generate various kinds of reports in Splunk. You can always generate. You can always provide more meaningful information. You can always give various graphs, charts, visualizations, okay, dashboards, all those stuff. Okay, you can always create in Splunk. Okay, so and you can always provide to whom you can always create for this particular reports and dashboards and all for your peers, your managers. Okay, for all those particular people, you can always send these particular reports, dashboards, all those kinds of stuff. Okay, so these are called as knowledge objects. We'll be discussing. Okay, so likewise, so we have wide and variety of things where we can always learn in administration and development in advanced clustering. Okay, so all those things without missing even a single thing. Okay, so whatever I have specified, so I think that all of you have received the particular course curriculum, right? So if anybody doesn't have seen, okay, so I have given the form of a link. Some people are missing that one, okay, and they are saying that we have not received. Okay, that is not the case. I have directly given the website link over there. Okay, so you have to click. If you click the link, you will be finding the particular course curriculum. If you do not find, or if you have not received due to some reason, after the class, please ping me again. I will be sending you. So whatever and after a while, I will be discussing here itself the course curriculum. Okay, so whatever the things that I have specified in the course curriculum, 100 to 100%. Okay, I'll be discussing all those particular stuff. Okay, and that's why if you have observed, the course curriculum is 3 months. Okay, nowhere. If anybody, if some Splunk trainings are there, so they won't be specifying for 3 months, as far as I know. Okay, so there is a particular stuff. So likewise, all these particular things we'll be discussing in detail, right? Whether it may be administration, development, or clustered environment as well in administration. That comes to the admin part only. Okay, so administration and development, all the things we will be discussing. Okay, so is it clear till here? Whatever we have discussed. If you have any doubts, you can always ask me regarding anything. Regarding anything. Right? If you do not speak, okay, so I can understand that is clear only. So anyhow, I will be giving a chance as well to speak again. Okay, so at the time also, if you have any doubts, you can always at any particular point in time, right? Please make sure, okay, at any particular point in time, I won't say that don't ask me. Okay, so you have to ask only at the end of the class. I won't say like that, because I know very well that if you do not understand, will be stuck in there itself, correct or not? And you cannot concentrate on the class. Okay, so you can always interrupt me. Okay, and you can always ask me. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. That is one thing. And the second thing is that, okay, if any tailgates are there in the class, okay, so if there is any language problem, or if you do not understand, because why I'm saying this thing, because some people, they will be asking me especially, do you teach in Telugu? Because as a class, I have to, because there will be so many people from different states in India, or from even US people will be there, so I have to speak in English only. Okay, so if you do not understand, I'm a Telugite. Okay, if you do not understand, please ask me in Telugu. I'll be explaining. Okay, don't hesitate. Okay, so Hindi I'm not so fluent, of course. Okay, but in Telugu I can always explain. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So that is the particular thing. Okay, so hope it is clear for everyone. Whatever the thing that we have discussed about the about the Splunk curriculum. Yeah. So anyhow, I'll be discussing. I will be opening the particular file and explaining the course contents in clearly. Okay. So then also you can always understand. So now moving forward. Okay. So when it comes to the job market, which is the important thing, right? so so right now, right, we do have a good job market. Okay, I can always say even it is a freezing period right now. Correct or not? December is a freezing period, and see you are doing a good job right now. So by the third week of January, again calls will be at its peak. Okay, so by that time, at least okay, so almost all okay, one and a half month. Okay, so at February first week, second week like that. So half of the particular course will be completed, right? So you will be at that particular position. You can always be ready for the job search and all. So it's a good time for you. What I'm saying, it is a good time for you that if you can learn Splunk right now. Okay, whenever again the job market is at its peak, you will be available for the interview calls and all. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And even now also, okay, we are getting calls. Even now also we are getting calls. Don't worry about that. But as it is a freezing period, okay, so less calls will be there, just like in any technology, right? So people who are already working, they will be knowing. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And when it comes to the salary part and all, so for a 2 to 3 years experienced guy, okay, you can always expect 6 lakhs per annum. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm not exaggerating. Okay, I won't say that even if you have 2 years of experience, you'll be having 12 lakhs. It is not the case. I always speak in reality. Okay, and whatever I speak, okay, there should be a value, right? So I always speak in real only. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And if you're if 5 years experienced guy, so then you can always expect salary around 13 to 15 lakhs, 13 to 14 lakhs like that. And again, based on your previous salary also, they will be checking. Okay. So if your previous salary is 2 lakhs, okay, and even though if you do have 6 years of experience, if you say that I want 20 lakhs, so organizations, they doesn't accept because that kind of increment they cannot give because they'll be having their own policies. So what you can specify, so some people will be there. Okay. So so even though they are working the same field, or else they will be working in another domain so that their salary will be less. And whenever they are shifting to Splunk, okay, so they will be expecting some higher salary. So at that time, what you can do, you can always specify that. So I am so according. Please give me the salary according to the industry standards. This is the one of the reason why I'm also changing. Okay, if this is not the only reason, I want to take challenging projects and all anyhow. But apart from that, wherever I'm working, there is no career growth. The salary is very limited over there. Okay, so you can always increase my salary based on my performance because I have performed well. You can always give my salary as per industry standards. Okay, that is what you can always specify. Like that, you can always negotiate. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And likewise the salary will be increasing, and the most important thing is that there is no constraint for your salaries. For example, say some people will be asking me, so I do have 15 years of experience, already my salary is 30 lakhs per annum. So can Splunk provide me, if you learn you are teaching Splunk, right? If I learn Splunk, can Splunk provide me 40 lakhs salary? That is what the question they'll be asking simply. Okay, so definitely they will be providing. There is no constraint for the salary at all. Because why? Because Splunk itself is a licensed tool. Okay, we'll be discussing about. I have told you, right? There is a component called license master. Okay, at that time we'll be discussing. So Splunk itself is a licensed tool where the licenses are very huge. Okay, so the licensing model and all are different for the data that is being ingested. So Splunk will be having its license. Okay, so for 1 GB of data, 1 GB of data. Okay, if you ingest $1,800, you have to pay to Splunk. Okay, you have to buy like that. The licensing will be. So whenever you consider the licenses, your salary is not a constraint at all. Okay. So, and also you would have a great demand for Splunk. That is one thing, you would have great demands for Splunk. So don't believe my words because I'm teaching Splunk. I can always say that Splunk will be having great demand like that. You search in ChatGPT, you search in Google, you compare any other logging tool and all. Okay, same tool or logging tool, any other same tool you can compare. Okay, and compare with Splunk, which will be having more demand. Okay, definitely you will be finding the answer. Okay, so that is the purpose of Splunk is having great demand. And again, Splunk is a licensed tool. For these reasons, so salary is not a constraint at all. Okay, don't worry about the salary. You should be good at the interview. Okay, so if you are not perfect, excuse me, nobody is perfect, right? Nobody will be perfect. If you are not perfect, if you are not even perfect, at least you should be good. Okay, so they are really struggling for good people. Okay, so even if I interview 10 people, okay, so only one person will be selecting in the organization. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So your quality of the quality of the interview should be good. Okay, so in interview you have to perform well. That is the only thing. So otherwise there is no constraint for the salary and all. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to consider, right? Hope this is clear as well. And again, when it comes to the prerequisites again, okay, so many people, these are all the generalized questions that we'll be asking. I want to address all these things in this particular demo. Okay, so what are the prerequisites for this particular course, right? So as I have told you earlier itself, there are no prerequisites at all. Okay, there are no prerequisites, and there is no coding. Okay, there are no prerequisites, and there is no coding. Okay, but so as we have in Splunk, as we have two important modules, one is the administration and other is the development. If you know Linux, what is that? If you have some hands-on, okay, so then in Linux operating system, hands-on means you need not be Linux admin, at least if you know some commands, that is well and good for the administration part, because we'll be installing our Linux machines. We'll be installing our Splunk in the Linux machines. Okay, so I have told you, right? We'll be using Google Cloud. What I'll be doing in the Google Cloud? I'll be creating instances. I'll be creating virtual machines. Which virtual machines? Linux machines will be creating, and in those machines we'll be installing our Splunk. Okay, so just like in the real time, I have told you, right? It will be just like a simulation. Okay, so in the real time, how we'll be having in the same way we'll be doing. In real time, the Splunk will be installed in Linux machines only. You will be getting the logs from various different sources. Okay, from Windows machines, Linux, Mac, whatever it may be. Okay, so from all sources we'll be getting. But whenever, if you want to maintain Splunk in your organization, okay, so what are the components I have specified, right? If you want to maintain those particular components, you will be installing in the Linux machines only. That is a different story altogether. We'll be explaining. Don't worry if you do not understand. I'll be explaining all the stuff. But mostly what you have to understand, Splunk will be installed in Linux machines. That is what you have to understand right now. Okay, so that's the stuff. That's why if you know it, it is well and good. If you do not know, don't worry. I'll be explaining. Okay, so whenever we see the installation part, once after the installation part, in a couple of classes, I'll be taking I will be explaining the Linux commands, and not only that, I'll be providing you the Linux material as well, so that if you go through that one, you will be having idea for commands and all. So, how much Linux we require? Whatever the Splunk we operate with, the knowledge of Splunk. Okay, whatever the, because we'll be installing Splunk in the Linux machines. Okay, how to operate Splunk on a Linux machine, if you know, that is sufficient. Okay, that is what we are not. This is not a Linux admin class, okay, or something else. But whatever the knowledge that is required to operate Splunk from a Linux machine, okay, if you know that one, that is sufficient. That will be great. Okay, so those things I'll be anyhow specifying, and because throughout the class, whether it may be throughout the course, okay, whether it may be admin or development, daily we'll be using the cloud environment only. Okay, daily we'll be using the cloud environment. Okay, and daily and the cloud environment only we'll be having all the particular stuff. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So that's why if you know Linux, that is well and good. Otherwise also no problem, I'll be teaching. Okay, that is for the administration part. Similarly, for the development part, as I have told you already, as we'll be having SPL, right? Like this SPL. Okay, so for SPL, already I have told you, right? If you know SQL, structured query language, that is well and good again. Okay, if you do not know also, no problem. Okay, so even people from, see, this is my 38th batch. Okay, I'm teaching my 38th batch right from late 2020 onwards. At this from November to 2020 onwards, exactly I'm teaching. Okay, so this is my 38th batch. So many students I have placed, and even from pharmacy background also. Okay, they have taken my course and they are working successfully in MNCs. Okay, so that is important, right? And they are sustaining in MNCs. Not learning is different, and they are working over there. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So you need not worry. Okay, so complete, and I'll be helping you throughout your career. It's not just a training. Okay, don't consider it as a training. So I'll be helping you for training. I'll be helping you for interviews. I'll be helping you for even if you join somewhere. If you find any problem, you can always ask me. I can always provide you support as well. So that is a different story. So likewise, throughout your career, okay. So I'll be helping you out. It is not just like a training. After training, it is completed. Okay. Likewise, I do not do. Okay. So you can always, if you want, you can always speak with my alumni as well. So even people who have taken the course in 2020 as well. Okay. Even now, if they call as well, I'll be answering for them. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. So likewise, in development also, you will be having something called as SPL, right? So if you know SQL, it is well and good. Otherwise, I'll be teaching right from the scratch only. Okay. So no worries. So no prerequisites are required. So again, whenever I say development, Splunk development, don't think that it will be just like your programming language and all. Okay. It is not like that. We'll be having only SPL. SPL is the prominent one. Otherwise, all the things are GUI driven only. If you want to build a dashboard, you can always go to the particular dashboard page. We'll be having the GUI only, drop downs and all. We'll be having, you have to drag and drop. We'll be having drop downs, all those particular stuff. So writing SQL only is the prominent stuff. Okay, and again, field instructions, this type of things will be there. So where you can always learn easily only. It is not a big task at all. Okay, that is what you have to consider, right? And as I've told you, so there are no prerequisites and there is no coding, but you should be good at interviews. Okay, nowadays especially, so it is not just like a time like COVID and all. So if we at that particular point in time, right? So if I say that, okay, I know Splunk, I know the basic components. Okay, so these are the components. What are the components? If you can specify the components, okay, you are selected. That was the case. But now they are going in depth, so you should be having the knowledge. Okay, and also the learning curve for Splunk will be more. Okay, so when compared to other tools, the learning curve will be more only. Okay, so that's because it is very vast. It has various options like that. Okay, that's why it is vast. Okay, so that is the particular stuff, right? Is it clear? Is it clear for everybody? Whatever we have. So what we have discussed. So we have discussed about the course curriculum. We have discussed about the job market. We have discussed about the prerequisites. Okay, there are no prerequisites. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So any doubts over here till now, whatever we have discussed? Sandeep, Nikita, Amir, Rajesh, Bindu, Nabil, each and everyone, Raj. Okay,
So
so
what about the EDR and also? I would like to know about the EDR if whether we are going to learn about the EDR and all.
this course is for Splunk administration, advanced clustering and development. That is what I have reiterated again. Okay, so again I'm reiterating. So this is for Splunk administration, advanced clustering and development. So again, I'll be taking a separate course for SOC analyst, cybersecurity, Splunk enterprise security. Okay, so this is a different course again that I'll be operating. Okay, generally. So in that particular course, okay, so I'll be specifying EDR as well. Okay, so Microsoft Defender or even CrowdStrike. Okay, so those are the particular stuff I will be specifying. It comes under that particular course. Okay, so this course is for the particular. This also comes as a part of cybersecurity, but the emphasis is on the tool, Splunk tool. Okay, so that is the particular stuff, Amir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that is the thing. So, and again, if you
Hello.
want to take that particular course, right? So you can always have this one. Okay, and if this course will be in a structured format. Whenever I go to the Splunk Enterprise Security, right? So we do not have the chance of having in a structured format over there. Yes, Nikita, this is the basic one for beginners as well. Yes, basic for beginners. Okay, that's what I'm specifying. So if I directly go to Splunk Enterprise Security and all, so directly I'll be specifying the security use cases over there in that particular course and all. So it will be difficult for you to understand. So what are see here? Yeah, I'm going to. So what we'll be doing right now is I'll be showcasing the clear course content. Okay, that is the particular stuff. So because many of the people you may having some doubts. So first of all, let us have the introduction. Okay, you can always introduce yourself just for 1 minute. Okay, and if you do have any doubts, you can always ask me so that everybody will be having chance. Okay, instead of randomly answering the questions, randomly asking you also. So you can always ask me, okay, by introducing yourself. Yes, Sandeep. Yeah, you can let us come one by one. Please wait. Let us come one by one. So Amir, start. Please start.
So what will be the
You
job
can
roles for after learning the course, whether it will be like L1, L2 or
you can
L3?
introduce yourself first of all. So what is your background? So what is your background?
So,
All
I'm
those
from
things you can
non-IT
always specify.
background. I'm a civil engineer. I would like to know more about this. So I'm not much familiar about the Splunk and all. So that's
Hmm.
why I would to learn from the scratch to advance regarding Splunk. So whether
Correct.
what will be the job roles and what are will be the responsibility? Like we have heard about the L1, L2, and L3. So after
Exactly.
learning these course, what will be the job role for from my side? Because I'm from a non-IT background. Thank you.
Right. Right. So so you are, if you are from a non-IT background or IT background, okay. So this course, okay, will cater the requirements right from the beginning itself, as many people are asking, right from the scratch. Okay. So I'll be teaching right from the scratch, from zero to advanced level. Okay. So that's why all the modules from right from the administration, advanced clustering development, all this particular stuff we'll be discussing. And once after completion of the course, you can always have the job roles like Splunk admin, developer, Splunk analyst. That means what you are. These are the job roles. Okay, these kinds of cloud specialist. Okay, these kind of job roles you will be having, and exact roles, day-to-day operations. If you want to specify, so you have to ingest the data. So you have to how to get the data from the particular client machines into the Splunk environment. Okay, you have to get the data without any problem, without any errors. Okay, that is the core task of the admin. Okay, and again you have to connect various components. Okay, by writing configurations. That is also the job role. Okay, and again so that's what. If there are any configuration errors, you should be able to identify. Okay, so whatever the client machine's data is there, you have to get into the Splunk environment without any problem. Okay, so that is what the basic thing that you have to do. That is the administration thing. Okay, and when it comes to development, you must be able to create various alerts. Okay, that as we have discussed earlier, some like alerts have specified something, right? You should be able to create those alerts, and you should be able to build some dashboards. You should be able to create some reports. Okay, you should be able to create various visualizations. Okay, all those things comes under development part. Okay, these are all the things will be the job roles when it comes to the admin or developer. Okay, and again some people will be asking me, okay, so I want to go as an admin only, or else I want to go as a developer only. Okay, so earlier, right, you would have that question of having only one thing like that. Nowadays, right, if you ask me, so organizations are expecting to be as an admin or as a developer, just like we'll be saying full stack developer, right, for programming language and all. That means what? People who know coding, people who are developers, people who know designing, people who know database administration. If you know all these things, it is well and good, right, for them. So if you say that I do have only administration knowledge, okay, whatever the particular components are there, whatever the data that has to get from the client machines, I'm getting into Splunk environment. But if you ask me to write a report, if you ask me to write a SQL query, even basic things also, I do not know if you say. So for that particular reason, he cannot, the particular employer cannot employ another person, right? Only for example, say there is a small requirement for a particular report. Okay, so you are the only person, you are in that particular organization, or else only a few people are there. Okay, if you say that we do not know how to write the report and all, so for that sake, again, he cannot employ other people, right? So that's why nowadays they are expecting that you will be having knowledge of administration and development as well, right, Amir? So these are all the various roles that will be having, Amir.
Thank you, sir.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Just Abhishek. Please, Sandeep, please wait. Abhishek. Abhishek, introduce yourself. Abhishek, are you there? Abhishek, hello. He's not responding. Okay. So Amalesh, somebody has changed their name now. It has gone to waiting for series. Okay. Amalesh, Amalesh, You can speak at least for one. You can specify okay your thing actually. If you have any doubts, okay. Bindu, Bindu.
Yeah, hi Kiran garu.
Hi, Bindu. Okay. Yeah, you are okay.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here,
okay.
Bindu.
Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can always ask. You introduce yourself.
Okay, I don't have any doubt. I'm clear about
Okay,
today's class.
okay, right, okay,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
okay. Yeah, yes. So, Chandu, Chandu. So people are not speak. They are not available. They are not speaking. They are speaking but still on mute. I do not understand.
Sir, again, I'm at this side.
Nikita. Yes, Samir.
Yeah, sir, whether basic networking concepts and networking, what we can say, the knowledge is important for these kind of things or to join the course, or it is not important, like basic networking things
For
or the
this one,
concept.
right? Networking is not necessary for Splunk administration and development. Networking is not necessary. So if you want to go as a SOC analyst, then it is necessary. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
If you go as a SOC analyst, okay, that's what, right? That's what I have told you. So two things are there over here. So this is the administration and development. Administration and development. So if you want to go as a SOC analyst, so then they will be expecting that you will be having the networking knowledge and all. Okay, so that is the. Don't get confused. Okay, so yeah.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mm. Okay, yes, Nikita. Next, Nikita, speak. Nikita. Nobody is speaking. Nikita. Next, Raj. Are you there or not? Are you people are there or not? Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible? Hello.
Hey, hi, Kiran.
Somebody. Yes, yes, ready.
Kiran,
Yeah.
I do saw some of the requirements like JD. So they have been asking for a DevOps tool that so it's mandatory or like it's added advantage. Like what exactly?
No, DevOps tools will not be asked. So it will be if you have the knowledge of DevOps tools and all, so it will be useful. How it will be useful? So for suppose, right? So we'll, as I've told you, okay. So if you have already have the knowledge of this particular Splunk also, that is well and good. Otherwise, we do have various components in Splunk, right? So if you want to install these particular components on the client environment, so for suppose if you have what we will be if you want to install okay anything on the client environment which is on the remote side, for suppose the client is in US, okay, but you want to install some software, some components on the client machines, what we'll be doing, then you can always take the DevOps environment, right? So you can always use Ansible, okay, you can always use YML files, okay, all those stuff. So likewise if you know, it will be useful, okay. So if you doesn't know that one, okay, so again you will be having, you can always has a request for your particular admin teams and all, okay. So nobody will be expecting that you will be knowing, okay. So but if you know, that is well and good only. Otherwise we do have various other protocols as well, we can always scan through SSH, okay, all this particular stuff, and again we can always do that activity if you know, that is well and good. Otherwise it is not mandatory, that's what I mean to say. Is it clear, ready?
Yeah, Kiran. Thanks for that.
Yeah. So Raj is not there, okay. So Rajesh Reddy is not there. Okay, so Rajesh Reddy is a okay. Rajesh Reddy.
Hello.
Okay, so yeah, you are okay. Yes. Anyhow, you can introduce.
Yes, Kiran, very good with me. So I have done my system administration item as a senior system admin for the past 10 years. So because I would like to change my to the talk on the or else Splunk admin. So I would
Okay.
like to
Anyhow, your voice is very low, Rajesh. Okay, so no worries. Yeah. So yeah. So it's a good thing that you have done. So as already you are taking a SOC course, right? So again, so
right.
this is the best thing that you are doing. So nowadays they're expecting. That's what I'm saying. Okay, they are expecting everything. So they are expecting Splunk administration, development. Okay. So along with enterprise security as well. all this particular stuff. Okay, so it is a great thing that you have done. Okay, so great. And again, Ranveer. Ranveer. Okay. So Sandeep is asking. Sandeep is want to speak. Sandeep, please go ahead. Sandeep.
Sir,
Hello.
will I receive certificate after complete the course?
Yeah. So if you want to have a certificate, definitely I'll be providing. No issues in that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no doubt. Thanks.
Okay. Amir, you are pinging. Do you want to ask anything still?
Sir, whether this course is useful for SOC analyst or separate SOC analyst course should be focused, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For SOC analysts, I do have a separate course. That is
Sure,
another
sir.
3 months course again. Okay, this is
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Splunk administration, advanced clustering, and development.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Thank you, sir.
so that course will be for SOC analysts, cybersecurity. Okay, and again Splunk enterprise security. Okay, so we will be having concepts of incident handling, threat hunting, EDR, all those particular concepts we'll be having in that particular course. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So now, without any delay, let me open the course curriculum. So again, okay, you can always check again, Amir. Okay, so whatever we are going to discuss in this particular course. Okay, so these are all the particular concepts we'll be discussing in this particular course. Okay, so let us see one by one. So from Monday class onwards, okay, we'll be having the introduction to Splunk. Okay, that means what? Right from what is a log file? Okay, what is Splunk? Why it is useful, where it is useful, how it is useful. Okay, all those things we'll be discussing. And again, what is the difference between Splunk and ELK? ELK is the one of the immediate competitors for Splunk when it comes to logging tool. Okay, not for SIEM. Okay, security, not for security information. Okay, but when it comes to logging and all, earlier ELK was very popular. Okay, so but again, because Splunk has got its prominence, now it is the leader, global leader in the market. Okay, so we'll be seeing the difference between Splunk and ELK. Okay, Splunk and other tools as well. Key features. Okay, what is the particular what are the key features for Splunk? Okay, all those things we'll be discussing. The types of data ingested. Okay, understand the Splunk file system. Okay, what is Splunk base? We'll be having a separate app store kind of stuff. Okay, in and just like a Play Store or App Store in your mobile phones. Okay, we'll be having a thing called as Splunk base, where we'll be having all the apps. All those things we'll be discussing. Likewise, introduction. Okay, introduction. So first and second classes, Monday and Tuesday, we'll be completing this particular introduction part. Okay, so you can always access as I've specified. So for Monday's class, for this introduction and all, you can always attend the class using the same link. From Wednesday onwards, the link will be changed. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So this introduction part we'll be discussing on Monday and Tuesday, and again after that one, right? So I always emphasis on the concepts. Okay, concepts must be clear for you. Okay, so that's why what we'll be doing, we'll be discussing once after the introduction is completed, we'll be going to the Splunk components. What are the components we have discussed right today? See, these are the same components. All these components, I will be giving you a clear blueprint first of all. Okay, so exactly what is its functionality, how it will be behaving. Okay, what it will be doing actually, exact blueprint. Okay, what we have to do in order to connect the particular different components and all. Even though if you do not do practically at the very first beginning itself, what we'll be doing, we'll be clearly understanding, okay, about those particular components, so that we'll be having a fair idea. Okay, before going to Splunk, before installing, we'll be having a fair idea. Okay, and if you are smart enough, right? So once after listening this particular thing only, okay, that means initial first week, once of by completion of first week only, you'll be having a fair knowledge, and you can even complete the first round of interview as well. That kind of knowledge you will be achieving once if you have this particular knowledge about the components and all. So likewise, I'll be explaining. So that is the particular thing we'll be having in the first week. This the second thing, introduction of the components. I will be giving you the clear blueprint of all the basic components and the advanced components as well. See, all these are listed out here, right? For all these components, right? Once after this is completed, then we will be going for the search modes. which is very, 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 very important. Okay. If your developer interviews goes on, if your developer interview goes on beyond 10 minutes, okay, definitely this question will be asked. What is fast mode, smart mode, and verbose mode? This is one of the unique feature for Splunk. Okay. So it can always be operated in 3 modes like this. Okay. Whereas no other logging tool will be operating like this. Okay. So that is the actual difference. So we'll be seeing in detail about this one as well. Okay. And then we'll be going to the actual installation of this Splunk. Either this one or this one first, or this one later, or this one third thing as the first and fourth thing as later. See, all the things in the same order we need not be having, but whatever the things that we are discussing right now in the course curriculum, definitely I will be specifying all this particular stuff 100%. Okay, so you can always take it for granted. So then we'll be going for the particular installation of this Splunk. Okay, and whenever I say installation of this Splunk, we'll be having the installation in the particular local machines. I'll be showing how to install in your local machine and how to install in the cloud environment, in GCP especially, right? So in both in cloud environment, how we'll be installing, and how we'll be installing local machine, I'll be specifying. But my suggestion is that don't use your local machine. You can always install in your local machine, but always emphasis on cloud environment only. Okay, because why? Because whenever you know how to install and how to create an instance, how to create a virtual machine, then because we'll be having various components, right? You will be having the chance to connect with various components and all, how to give connection for various components, how to write the configuration files, how to work from the command interface. All those things you will be knowing whenever you have the a question of working from the particular cloud environment. In a cloud environment, you can always install various components, not only one component. Whereas if you work in your local machine, how many components will be having? Only one component, right? Okay, that is the particular stuff. So always, and also you'll be having hands-on Linux, not only Linux, and again in the cloud environment as well. So earlier I was specifying AWS. Now I am using GCP. Okay, so any of the cloud environments, we want to create a particular instance over there, virtual machine. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So you'll be having hands-on cloud environment. You'll be having hands-on Linux machine. Okay, and anyhow, if you want to master administration part, you have to use cloud environment because you have to connect various components. So you are all the benefits you will be having whenever you use cloud environment. Okay, that's why always work on cloud environment only. So for your understanding, for your backup kind of thing, okay, so you can always have the particular instance in the local machine as well. So in the class, I'll be specifying, but you can always emphasis on cloud environment, working in the cloud environment. That is what I mean to say. Okay. So what are the hardware requirements? Okay. Splunk installation, standalone and distributed. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Creating of AWS or GCP instances, how to access through SSH. Okay. So essential Linux commands. Okay. So all these commonly used configuration files, understanding Splunk licensing models, key ports, which are very, 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 very important again. Okay. So port numbers are very important. Okay. So whether it may be Splunk or networking anywhere, because port numbers, through that particular port number only, we have to connect to various other components. We'll be discussing all those. Port numbers are very important. All those things, okay, clearly we'll be discussing. Okay. So once after having that one, then what we'll be doing? We will be seeing the SPL. I have told you, right? SPL, search processing language. Okay, in depth of SPL, we'll be seeing what we'll be seeing. What are the search terms and commands? Okay, what are the best practices for writing the SQL queries? Okay, how to have the performance of this particular queries? Okay, what are the various optimization techniques that we have to use? Okay, what are the such jobs? Okay, what working with such results? And again, we will have various types of commands, just like filtering commands, non-transforming commands, transforming commands, transaction commands, advanced commands, all those things. Okay, that's what in a structured format I'll be explaining. Okay, filtering commands. These are all the whatever you are seeing on the screen right now are all the filtering commands. Okay, so and again, these are all the transforming commands. These are all the advanced commands. So and again, whatever you are seeing, right? Stats, event stats, and stream stats. This is a very, very important interview question as well. Okay, so in development part and all, what is the difference between stats, event stats, and stream stats? Okay, again, your interview goes beyond 10 minutes. Definitely, this question will be asked. Okay, that is the particular stuff. So everything in detail we'll be discussing with the various use cases. Okay, please underline that one. With various use cases, whatever I specify, I'll be specifying with use cases. See, don't learn without having the use cases. Okay, so without using use cases, you cannot, if you understand the concept, you have to definitely understand the concept, but you have to know how to implement as well, right? So tomorrow, if you go to the organization, so there the domain will be different. Okay, so then you should be, even though the domain is different, you should be able to write that one, correct or not? You should be able, as a developer, what is important, as I told you, writing SQL queries. Okay, so that's why you have to emphasize on use cases again. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And again, field extractions, I have told you, right? Already I have emphasized on this particular stuff. Field extractions, what is field extractions? We'll be having various types. Okay, index time field extractions, system field extractions, two different types we'll be having. And what are those differences also? This is very important question, certification question. Okay, and again, different methods we'll be having, especially for field extractions. Okay, so I have told you, right? I hope that I have told you. So we can always use the same Splunk web interface. From the same Splunk web interface, in two ways we can always use. Okay, one by taking the help of Splunk, and one without taking the help of Splunk. And again, from configuration files, you can always write the particular stuff. Okay, and from the SQL queries, we can always extract fields as well. Directly from SQL queries as well, we can always extract fields also. Okay, just like these commands, by using these commands. Okay, so likewise, there are various methods. Whatever the possible methods are there, all those things without skipping. Okay, all those things we will be discussing. Okay, that's what you have to take it for granted. Right? Next, moving to the knowledge. These are the actual development things. Okay, these are all the things that comes under development. These are called as knowledge objects. That means what? These are the various kinds of methods or things. Okay, that we have to implement. Okay, different activities. If you want to perform, we can always use these methods. These are called as knowledge objects in Splunk. Okay, event types, tags, fields, lookups, reports, visualizations, okay, dashboards, we have discussed it. So all those things comes under knowledge objects only. So this is the core development part. So if you want to master the development part, you have to know all this particular stuff. Okay, where we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And again, yeah, this is what it is related to the development part. Okay, complete development part. So once after completing this one, you can always master the development part. Okay, so then if you come to the administration part, okay, so we'll be seeing real-time scenarios, right? Real-time scenarios and deployments we'll be seeing. Okay, so Splunk basic and advanced component deployments were on cloud environment. Okay, especially in GCP or AWS. Okay, so whatever the things will be, first of all, I have told what I have told, we'll be having a clear blueprint, right? Whatever we discuss over there, we'll be implementing. Okay, implementing. So don't. So some people will be asking me. So with the style of my explanation, they'll be thinking that that is the only stuff that we'll be teaching. No, that is the initially what I'll be doing. I will be giving you the blueprint only. Okay, whenever we go to the administration part, then we'll be implementing. Okay, so that means what? We'll be installing the particular Splunk, all these particular components, and then we'll be giving the actual connections, and then we'll be giving the actual configurations. Okay, all this particular stuff. So that is what we'll be doing for all the components, whatever we discuss. Okay, initially. So that is the particular stuff. And as I've told you, right? See, from all the particular web interface, from all the three different modes, web interface, command interface, and from configuration files, we'll be seeing all the particular stuff. Excuse me. Right? That is the particular thing that we'll be doing. Okay. So this is the thing, you can always take it for granted. And you can always have the user management authentication again in administration. Apart from the connections and configurations, we'll be discussing about user management and authentication. Okay. In depth of data storage mechanism, we'll be having data storage mechanism as some indexes we'll be having. Inside indexes, we'll be having various kind of buckets, hot bucket, warm bucket, cold bucket, frozen bucket, like that. So everything in detail we'll be discussing. Okay. And different data life stages in Splunk. These are all important only. Okay. So in interviews nowadays, they will be asking each and everything. Right? They'll be asking each and everything. So everything you have to consider it as important only. Okay, sorry for 1 minute. Okay, just let me drink me some water. So, and again, typical ingestion flow. Okay, so real-time setup for data onboarding. That's what I have told you, right? So, data deployment server, clustered environment. Okay, deployer, structure cluster, index cluster. Okay, so all those particular stuff cluster master, all those stuff we will be seeing in detail. Okay. So this is the detailed course curriculum for all the 3 months. Okay. So each topic is supplemented with the practical oriented sessions. Okay. Definitely with the use case discussions. Okay. Please underline this. Okay. And real world problem solving techniques will be definitely whatever the data sets we'll be using. Okay. Or the real time data sets only. Okay. Along with the daily class. This is important. I have forgot to specify. So you will be having the daily class recordings. Okay. Once if the class is completed, I'll be providing you the recordings as well. Okay. So that because in my class, right, most of the people will be working people only. Okay. So because for you, okay, whether you are working or not, okay, so it will be useful, right? Whenever you do have recordings, you can always refer. And if you have any doubts, you can always ask me the next day. Okay, like that, you can always. And whenever you do have doubt, right, at any particular point in time, also you can always ask. Okay. You can directly take my number, okay, and you can always ask. You do have always that privilege, okay. It is not just like in other institutes, okay. And again, this is not an institute for your information. As I told you earlier itself, I'm a real-time professional, okay, working as a senior technical consultant in one of the MNCs in Hyderabad, okay. So that is the particular stuff. So you will be having always the privilege of directly contacting with me. So if you go to any other institutes and all, so the counselor will be there. Okay, so you have to speak with him or her. Then only the faculty. Okay, he will be coming. Okay, and then he will be discussing for a few minutes with you. Okay, so and then he will be again he will be going away. Okay, but it is not the case with me. So at any particular point in time, if you have any doubt, you can always ask me. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. Yeah. So that is along with the daily class recordings to ensure practical learning and operational confidence, because you have to work there. You have to whenever you go to the organization, so you should be having that conference where you will be able to work in that particular environment and all, right? So that is the particular stuff. So this is the course curriculum already I have shared to each and everyone. Okay. If you think that you are not received, I have sent in the form of a link, not as a file. Okay, not as a open file, as a form of a link I have sent. You have to click that link, then you can always open this particular file. If you still think that you have not received this one, okay, you can always ask me. Okay, I will be again sharing you. So any doubts over here for everybody, for anybody?
No, sir.
Yeah, anybody? Sandeep, Nikita, Amir. You have not got the link.
Oh, I
Okay,
know
Nikita, you
it.
have not got the link. Yes, please. So yeah, just ping me, Nikita. Just ping me. I'll be sending you. If you think that you are not received. So I have sent you. If you have contacted me, I have sent you through WhatsApp. Anyhow, no issues. Yes, please. Somebody speaking. And also, right, it is not, as I told you earlier itself, it is not a kind of stuff where once of the training is completed, I can always provide you the placement assistance as well. Whenever I say placement assistance, okay, so in two ways I can always provide. One thing is that, so once of the course is completed, I can always uh, prepare your resume. Okay, I can always give you the interview questions. I can always take mock entries for you until you get placed. Okay, so that is the thing that I can always do. And the second way is that I can always help you with the particular backend as well. You can always contact me for that particular stuff. So if you think that it is getting difficult for you, even like that, so I can always be in your backend and I'll be supporting you in interviews and all. Okay, you can always contact me for that. Okay, anyhow. So I always prefer to have the particular. You can always have the mock interviews and all, and you should be thorough for the interviews actually, because you have to work in organizations, right? So that is the purpose stuff. And even if you go in organizations as well, so if you want any support, even I also provide support as well. So that's what I have told you. So throughout your journey, okay, I'll be helping you out. Okay, it's not a kind of stuff where once after the training is completed. Okay, so uh, it is not a kind of stuff that I won't be responding like that. So people already know. So Bindu, she knows very well. Okay, so even Rajesh, yeah, these are all the old students only. Okay, so these are, no, yeah.
కిరణ్ గారు ఒకసారి లింక్ నాకు కూడా షేర్ చేయండి.
చేస్తుందండి చేస్తా ఓకే
యా
right? If you do not have any doubts, okay, let us wind up the session. And again, I'm reiterating, okay, so this is the best time for you because actually this is the free, we do have calls, okay, so I'm not saying that we do not have calls right now, we do have calls, but because this is the freezing time, so anyhow, okay, not only in this particular Splunk, in any technology we'll be having only less calls only, so this is the good time for you to master, okay. So if you can learn Splunk at least by first week of February, then you can start attending the interviews as well, okay. So you can plan like that, okay, and this is the good time for that, okay. So that is the particular stuff. And what is that, Sandeep? So whatever I have typed over here, okay, so that it will be erased, Sandeep. Okay, so I will be discussing in detail. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's what I'm going to specify. So if you want to have that particular information and all, so Monday and Tuesday, that particular information, see, regarding components and all, I'll be discussing from Wednesday class onwards, where the link will be changed, of course. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday will be introductory sessions, okay, where I'll be discussing about the Splunk. Okay, what is Splunk? Okay, so you will getting more insights about Splunk. Okay, so that is what introduction. Okay, introduction of Splunk we'll be discussing in Mondays and Tuesdays class. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday you can always attend using the same link only. The class timings will be from 8 p.m. Okay, so that is the better stuff. Any more questions over here for anybody? And I always say, right now I am not teaching. So if I am teaching, right, I'll be concentrating only on teaching. Okay, I do not have the chance of seeing the particular messages and all. So if anything is there, you can always interrupt me and you can always speak. Okay, there are no issues for that. Okay, so that immediately I can always respond. If you see right now, I'm not teaching anything, right? So I can always see. Okay, even the chat as well. If you give something in the chat also, I can always see. But whenever I concentrate on teaching, I'll be in that thing only. Okay, then at the time I may miss. Okay, so always emphasis on asking questions. Okay, yeah, that is the purpose stuff. Yeah. So if you do not have any doubts, okay, let us wind up the session over here. For thanks for joining on Saturday evening. Okay, so we'll be meeting again on Monday at 8 p.m. Okay, class will be at 8 p.m. IST. Okay, so yeah, so I'll be there throughout your career for helping you out for anything. Okay, please take it for granted. Okay, so we'll be meeting on Monday. Okay, hope I can see you all people on Monday. Okay, yes, Matthias. What is that, Matthias or something? Okay, so yes, please. You raised your hand now, please. Yes, Matthias. Hello. So you have raised your hand, Matthias. For which thing? For which thing you have raised your hand? You want to say okay, or you want to ask any question? Arre yaar. Okay. Anyhow, so if nobody wants to speak, then okay. So in chat, have you typed in something in chat? No, Sandeep, Nikita. Ranveer has asked some questions actually. That's what I'm saying. I'll be missing, and he has left. Okay, so will GCP knowledge required, or you will be teaching? So GCP knowledge is required when see for only creating the particular instances, because we have to learn how to install in Linux. We have to know how the Linux machine operates. Okay, and all we should be having knowledge of GCP. That much of knowledge, how to create an instance in GCP. Okay, how to create a virtual machine. Okay, so that particular knowledge is sufficient. Okay, so again, it is a vast, right? So we need not. You are not going to work in GCP and all. Okay, so whatever the particular instances creation and all, that much of knowledge is sufficient. That you will be having. However, whenever we install all this particular stuff, Ranveer. Okay, so we'll be having that particular knowledge, Ranveer. So don't worry about that. So whatever the particular knowledge, how to install the particular instances in GCP will be sufficient. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. GCP knowledge, full-fledged knowledge. GCP is an ocean again. Okay, we have various services in GCP again. All those things we need not know. Okay, whatever that is required for us to create various instances. Okay, virtual machines. Instances means virtual machines. Just like our physical machines, we'll be having virtual machines on the cloud. Okay, those machines we can always create. Got it, Ranveer? Is your doubt cleared?
Yes, sir, clear. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, great. Yeah, so let us wind up the session over here for today. Again, we'll be meeting on Monday at 8 p.m. and hope I'll be seeing all the people over here. Okay. Until then, bye bye. Have a great weekend.